You're watching Truth Talk News.
UN Agenda 21, bailouts, sellouts, Lehman Brothers, Goldman Sachs, false flag terror attacks, Bill Gates, Henry Kissinger, New World Order mind control, Bank of America stealing homes with cut and paste mortgage loans, police, state, taser guns, healer camps, Mandarin, Monsanto rules the food supply while Big Pharma dopes your mind. Prison system, profiteers, foundations, fund the fears, fund the evil through the years. The world's not as it appears. CIA smuggles drugs while Wachovia and Wells Fargo launder them, then give the proceeds to the owners of the Federal Reserve Bank. Now the IRS takes money out of every single check. Money created out of thin air and leave you with debt. They want to make you a serf, a slave to their demand. They want to take your life in every way they can. Fluoride, GMO, vaccines, chemtrails, United Nations genocide. The world they show us is not real. This is how they kill and steal. Rothschild, Bundy, Rockefeller, Club of Rome. On the Georgia Guide, soldiers written in stone. Cut through the matrix, awaken to the lies. Do not be hypnotized. We are one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The lethality of their powers is great as is their capacity to impose control over the politically awakened masses of the world is at a historical low. I once put it rather pungently, and I was flattered that the British Foreign Secretary repeated this, as follows. Namely, in earlier times, it was easier to control a million people, literally. It was easier to control a million people than physically to kill a million people. Today, it is infinitely easier to kill a million people than to control a million people.
Pope Benedict the XVI is resigning. Suddenly. Apparently his health has been failing and now he feels he cannot continue his duties. However, many popes, including Pope John Paul II, lived out their lives even though they had poor health. But everyone loved John Paul II.
We are watching an extraordinary event unfold in Rome. A crowd estimated at perhaps 1 million people, though I suspect even more, has gathered for the beatification mass of Pope John Paul II. John Paul, who served as Pope for nearly 27 years, has been declared venerable and then a servant of the Church, and on this day he will be proclaimed blessed by his successor, Benedict XVI, and at that point will be just one step away from sainthood.
Another interesting fact, after basically centuries opposing Freemasonry, Pope John Paul II embraced it and in 1980 stated that all Catholics are permitted to join Masonic lodges. Take that for what you will. And let us not forget the Vatican banking scandal.
The Pope is shot, wounded, but not mortally. We'll have a complete report.
Anyway, the last Pope that universally recognized to have been abdicated was Celestine V, who was elected in July 1294 and gave up his job just 5 months later after feeling that he was being manipulated by the King of Sicily and Naples. Does this sound familiar? He was declared a saint in 1313. Some things never change. During a period of division known as the Great Western Schism from 1378 to 1415, there were three rival claimants to the papacy. The legitimate Pope, Gregory XII, abdicated to make way for an undisputed Pope. Benedict's abdication clears the way for the College of Cardinals to gather up at the Vatican to elect a successor, a process in which the United States is expected to have an unprecedented sway. And that's unfortunately true. This has very little to do with religion, except for controlling it. These are the words of Pope Benedict the XVI.
Adulto, eppure talora debole nel pensiero e nella volontà, lasciati prenda per mano dal bambino di Betlemme, non temere, fidati di lui. La forza vivificante della sua luce ti incoraggia ad impegnarti nell'edificazione di un nuovo ordine mondiale fondato su giusti rapporti etici ed economici. Il suo amore guidi i popoli e ne rischiare la comune coscienza di essere famiglia chiamata a costruire rapporti di fiducia e di vicendevole sostegno. L'umanità unita potrà affrontare i tanti e preoccupanti problemi del momento presente, dalla minaccia terroristica alle condizioni di umiliante povertà in cui vivono milioni di esseri umani, dalla proliferazione delle armi alle pandemie e al degrado ambientale che pone a rischio il futuro del pianeta.
Please take note that all of the things discussed, all of the issues brought up by Pope Benedict the XVI, perfect name Benedict, as far as American history, clearly a Benedictine. All of the issues the Pope discusses are part of the plan for a new world order. The world is not as it seems.
Pope Benedict the XVI is calling for a new world financial order. In the third encyclical of his pontificate, Benedict denounced the profit-at-all-cost mentality of the globalized economy, and he lamented that greed brought about the worst economic downturn since the Great Depression.
And now these are the words of Pope John Paul II.
And today, as a pilgrim of peace, I have come here to pay homage to Mahatma Gandhi, hero of humanity. Mahatma Gandhi taught that if all men and women, whatever the differences between them, cling to the truth with respect for the unique dignity of every human being, a new world order.
It's interesting how beloved Pope John Paul II was worldwide. Again, speaking and preaching of the New World Order. Pope Benedict the XVI is not as likable, sort of creepy looking. Certainly didn't connect with the people. The oligarchs and evildoers moving us into this socialist, worldwide socialism, authoritarian socialism, needed a new face. Among the cardinals mentioned as possible successors are Angelo Scola of Italy, Peter Turkson of Ghana, Mark Ouellet of Canada, and Francis Arzin of Nigeria, and also Christoph Schoenberg of Austria. Interesting. Cardinal Donald Worrell, the Archbishop of Washington, told reporters that the cardinals would be looking for an articulate voice for the church and would keep in mind Benedict's tradition. I think it's more like they're going to look for a good Madison Avenue slick type character that they can utilize
In Britain, he will probably be best remembered for acknowledging the sexual abuse of children by Catholic priests, and during a visit to London, apologising to the victims.
Above all, I express my deep sorrow to the innocent victims of these unspeakable crimes.
He did not have the charisma of his predecessor, John Paul II, and for all his hard work and its impact on his health, his time in office will probably be best remembered for the way he left it.
Not bad for a former Hitler Youth, eh? It'll be very interesting to see how this whole thing plays out as we move further into the New World Order. Thank you for watching Truth Talk News. I'm Howard Nima.
are what's making the planet worse.
A lot of these kids come from bad gene pools. They don't have stable parents making good decisions.
Mercury-containing vaccines may help, not harm kids, according to 2 new studies in the journal Pediatrics. These new studies suggest that the opposite, that the preservatives may actually be associated with improved behavior and mental performance.
Fluoride in water is supposed to fight tooth decay, but could it also cause cancer?
Turns out the government had the right under U.S. law to conduct secret testing on the American public.
We will
United Nations genocide. The world they show us is not real. This is how they kill and steal. Rothschild, Bundy, Rockefeller, Club of Rome. On the Georgia Guide, soldiers written in stone. Cut through the matrix, awaken to the lies. Do not be hypnotized. We are one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The lethality.
CIA smuggles drugs while Wachovia and Wells Fargo launder them, then give the proceeds to the owners of the Federal Reserve Bank. Now the IRS takes money out of every single check. Money created out of thin air and leave you with debt. They want to make you a serf, a slave to their demand. They want to take your life. Henry Kissinger, New World Order mind control. Bank of America stealing homes with cut and paste mortgage loans. Police, state, taser guns, FEMA camps, Mandarin. Monsanto rules the food supply while Big Pharma dopes your mind. Prison system, puppeteers, foundations, fund the fears, fund the evil through the years. The world's not as it appears.
You're watching Truth Talk News.
UN Agenda 21, bailouts, sellouts, Lehman Brothers, Goldman Sachs, false flag, terror